Corner. We are back with another installment of the Yellow Corner, bringing you the preview of our first home game of the season in the Betway Premiership as we take on Amazulu on Tuesday night at the Loftus Versfeld Stadium, 7:30. Perhaps, how are you?
So ke sharp, ke tla re ke sharp even though ke se sharp. Wena?
Okay, now before we get into it, man, just wanna send out a message to Coach Nabi and his family, man. Our thoughts and prayers are with him, man, and more so his wife, who was involved in a car accident and has been in hospital. So it meant Coach Nabi had to leave our shores and travel back home to be by his wife, man. So speedy and full recovery to Coach Nabi's wife, man. Hopefully, he will be back on the touchline for Amakosi very, very soon, man. So, yeah, man, just wanted to start by sending out our message of support to Coach Nabi and his family. Rabs, before we preview Mamelodi Sundowns Football Club, I forgot to ask you, when Coach Rapelang, your school went to play the playoffs in Kronstadt, and I forgot to ask, how did you guys do? How did you perform this year? Was it the game saying? I almost said the love life. I'm that old.
Salam Kimutsepe.
How did you perform this year?
We don't have a team this year, Aizo. We don't have a team from under is it under 15. Those ones are even worse. At least under 19, there's talent here and there, and there are still other tournaments that the boys will play. But unfortunately, we couldn't progress to the next round, and we have to wait for another tournament. I can't remember it would name Magnificent. So yeah, no, we will wait. And while we are waiting, so we are going to cook the boys and ensure that they are ready when they will participate in the next tournament. But I was not a coach. I'm a team leader.
Perhaps it's fine. You do not have to say a whole lot of nothing because right now you are making excuses. You failed as a coach, and I am judging you. You are a plumber, basically. So
No,
let's, yeah.
I'm not the coach. I'm the I'm the team manager, and I gave the coach my 7 players who are supposed to be on the lineup, like the lead screamer, and unfortunately the coach didn't listen. So it's our coach too.
I know, I hear you, Coach, a technical director. Your thoughts on our game against the Chile Boys, Chipa United?
Yeah, no, first game of the league also, and usually first game of the league, we normally collect 3 points and we get positive results. But it was disappointing for us to get a draw out of this game, man, because of like we said, it is so important to collect the first 3 point of the season, but we failed, man. And what was disappointing is that we scored early before the equalized, and we could have managed the game better. We could have protected our scoreline or even get an extra goal so that we extend our lead. But it was disappointing for us to allow Cheaper to bounce back and get an equalizer. But hopefully the next game the team will be better and improvement. But it was kind of disappointing. But there are still other games whereby we can rectify our games and improve and get positive results.
And honestly speaking, it was a very poor performance, man. Honestly, nothing to write home about. It was similar to the back end of last season. In terms of performance. And it's like I felt like we just honored the fixture. I don't think we gave the fixture the respect that it deserved. And it was just lethargic, man. It was a poor performance. All our players, there's no player who can, for me, who can come out of that game and say, I know at least the Nuggets, the rest of the guys let the team down. It was just a poor performance all round, man. But again, like you said, it was the first league game of the season, second official game of the season. So it's difficult to be too hard on the boys. And yeah, one just hopes or no, I mean, this was one of those days, and this doesn't happen again, But yeah, it was honestly a poor performance. I was not happy, and yeah, I think the Yellow Nation as a whole was not happy with the performance. And but like I said, it was the first league game of the season. What have you made of this whole situation here, Peter Shalulile? Because from where I'm seated, there's clearly an issue here. He is definitely wanted by Esperance de Tunis, that I know for a fact. And maybe he wants out, But as long as he's a Sundowns player, shouldn't we be playing him until this deal, if it does go through, goes through? Because for me, not bringing him on when we needed a goal, it didn't make sense to me. More so when you looked at Reyners, who was having a proper mare of a game. He was awful yesterday, Reyners. Like, why not bring someone of Shalu's capability with a lot of experience? He's shown that what he's capable of, what he's shown in the past, where he's capable of rescuing us when we needed rescuing. And I mean, for me, it's either you drop him, we don't include him on the match day squad until the transfer window closes and he leaves or he doesn't leave. Or as long as he's a Sundowns player, you play him. Taking him and traveling with him and putting him on the bench and not bring him on when we needed a goal, it doesn't make sense to me, honestly. More so when you look at the fact that Chipa equalized on the 65th minute of the game. And we still had two more subs left, if I'm not mistaken, by that time, And we brought on Letlaku and Mabena when the score was 1-1. I don't understand what's going on, and I think the sooner the club sorts this out, the better, And yeah, man, it doesn't. I'm I'm even mumbling. I'm really confused with what's going on. But yeah, I don't understand why he was not brought on when we needed a goal. Your thoughts?
Yeah, no, as I think this whole situation started, I think, during the Club World Cup, man, because of during the Club World Cup, whenever we needed a striker to reinforce our attack, the coach would opt for Lebu Mutiba instead of Shalule. And Mutiba was just new to the team, and Shalule, he has been there,
Finally, a
and
Champions League as well.
yeah, and the final Champions League as well. And Shalule has been there. And one thing about Shalule, even you don't start him, but he can be a super sub. He can win the game for you from the bench, man. And he has proven that in the past because of he has done it before. So it is frustrating to it frustrates us as well as the player, man, because literally Lena, maybe Sundowns not releasing him and not playing him in an awkward situation, had to be his where his future lies because of the team. You are involved in the 18-man squad, but they don't include you in terms of giving you the minutes. So you ask yourself, what's going on? If we are not going to use Shaluli, let release him or let not make him the part of the 18-man squad and put another player that you're going to use or the player that you're going to need because of you cannot travel with Shalulile, and when we need him on the pitch, you don't pay him. So that's confusing, man. Confusing, and I hope they will resolve this matter as soon as possible because of it might affect us. The more this situation continues, the more we might be affected. So I think the technical team and the team as a whole they need to come into a conclusion and be decisive, and the rest will follow, man.
Yeah, no. Speaking on a subject similar to Shalulile, are you surprised that the club let Malibongwe Poza travel to the tournament, Chen? And is that telling, or they let him go to Chen?
I think it's a big surprise, Aizo, because of when we were shooting our season preview, like we spoke about which partnership would we like to see at the back. and most of us we included Koza as one of the guys who will play as the center back regular this season. So it was surprising to see the team letting him go to represent the nation. And you look at our defense, man, we still need Koza in our defense because of he offers us a lot. But for Nam and the team to release him, and I think it was quite surprising. It was more especially how he played the last season, man. He had a good season as much as he didn't play a lot of games because of he's still new to the team, and some games required players with a little bit experience. But whenever he was on the pitch, man, he gave his all, and he was starting to grow as a player. You could see the development within him as a player and as a defender, man. So for Namen, it was surprising. I don't know how the team reached that decision. The issue of Yamayama, yes, Mayama as much as a good player, but you look at the minutes that he played last season and his contribution. Finally, so you understand why Newena Yamono, but why, but the Yamali on like I couldn't understand that.
I'm looking back. I'm really, really surprised though the team let Mali be a part of this Chan squad, and I think it is very, very telling. Or they let him travel to Uganda with the national team, and he might be way further down the pecking order than we thought. And with players like Mashiro, Neo, Johannes, I think it has been clear for a while now that they might not be a part of the team's plans going into the new season. Most when you look back at last season. But with Mali, it has come as a big surprise for Nahore. Okay, what is really going on if you are letting this young boy go to the national team and not be a part of your mini preseason and the beginning of the season? So it's quite telling. I do not know what this means, but it is quite telling, man. Moving on to our opponents, Amazulu Raps. They released a lot of senior players and didn't really sign many big name or well-known players like they normally do. Will this work against them? For now, I was worried for them before the start of the season. I look back at the number of players that they released, man. I think around 17 players. I was like, okay, this is a lot, and these are big name players, But now that I've seen their first two games, I think it might actually work for them because previously Amazon would sign players who've had their heyday, and are just looking for their last big check, before they retire or move to the NFD, And I think Mr. Zumo mentioned this in one of the press conferences. I can't remember what they were launching, and he mentioned that Teko mentioned something like this for Norman. They're signing these old guys and, they're really not giving the team anything, and Lebona, they took it well. Management there, Amazulu, it opened their eyes and they realized that, no, man, we keep signing these guys who are have-beens, and it's not working for our team. So now they've given a lot of youngsters a chance, and those youngsters are hungry and they've got a point to prove, and they've got. So I think they will give a team a lot, and their average age man has gone down drastically because they have a lot of young players, and Arthur and his technical team are giving these young boys a chance. So I've been really, really impressed. Yes, there will be times where they won't perform. Form the young players fluctuates. But I think this is better than having players that you will pay a lot, but at the end of the day, they don't give you that much. They don't return what you're giving them. There's a player that I'm surprised they let go, Inhuman. I thought he was very good, and he's has not gone past his sell by date. He's still very good. So I was surprised, Sky Human, but overall, I'm really, really impressed with Amazon. You?
Yeah, no, like Amazulu previously, man, and they say Barcelona AC Milan, man, like a player that was close to retirement. Go Amazulu, man. So I think it is great for a big person or a team owner like Ntate Zungu to take what Toko said and use it as a way you change his team, and it shows that he was not ignorant, man, because of he listened to Teko's statement, and Teko's statement was valid. Hence, he made those changes within the team. I think that's on its own. That was a brilliant idea from Zungu to listen to people outside and try to implement changes within the team because of, like you were saying previously, they will sign players who are close, who have reached 32 and above, and they have left with 3 years to play at the highest level in the country. So it is great for a team to introduce young players who have more hunger, that wants to prove themselves, and that's the players that they want to even take their career very, very high. So I think uh, the team has done very well. And they still have other experienced players, man. The likes of Ofori, Bomte, Tobo Philly, Silbo, Bongani Zungu. They are still experienced players, but they needed to use older players with young players very well. And I believe that this will work for them, man.
Well, sure. Moving ahead to or moving along to our game, what do you expect from this game?
I think for Amazon, man, I think obviously Ofori he didn't play the last game against Obit, but he played against Stellenbosch in the MTN8. So I think he won't be available in this game, and they'll keep the back fire, Alene, Tetra Phillies, as well as Hannah movement. And we know that with Hannah move, you get a wave because of he always toward, pushes forward and try to deliver crosses. But another thing about their defense, man, is that they have a two tall center backs, man. Uh, who are very slow. And one thing that is more surprising that is that we have slow center backs, but you play a highline, man. So I think for Amazon, man, they need to be cautious and try to manage the space between your center backs as well as your goalkeeper because of the space that they left for Stellenbosch and Obit. Man, I think it was a huge space, and you can't play a highline also organized because of playing highline demands the defense to be organized so that when you play offside trap, you know that everyone is on the same line. And I think in the middle field, man, I think they need Zungu to be able to link the defense with the attack because of, he can do that very well. Zungu is able to fetch the ball and advance with the ball and try to break the lines and move the ball forward to the attackers. And another thing that is special about Zungu, man, he's so intelligent and he knows that once a center forward is making a run, Zungu is able to play an accurate long ball to the forwards of Amazon. So I think Zungu, if he's able to do that connection between the defense and the attack, I think it will help Amazulu to reach in the final third. And one thing I've witnessed about this Amazulu side is that when they get to the final third, they are able to share the ball very well, man. I looked at the goals that they scored against the Stellenbosch, how they were able to combine with each other, and how they were able to get to the final third and convert their chances. I think if they do that more often, I think they have a least in the chance of creating more goal scoring opportunities. And one thing I've noticed is that in attack, they have speedy players, man. They have players who are more energetic, unlike having center forwards who wait for the ball and they play wall passes to them, but since they have the likes of Mashiro and Ngui, I think they might be a threat. And also, you also need to play 16. Like, yes, 16 doesn't. give you goal contribution, but he should be able to offer a service to the attackers, man. As for Sundowns, man, I think the mindset needs to change, man. I think we need to wake up and realize what the season has started, man. What happened against Chippa United was very disappointing, but this is a chance for the boys and the team to redeem themselves. And as Sundowns, as soon as we are able to score first, we should be able to defend our lead and protect our lead. And protecting our lead doesn't mean we need to sit back and just close the shops and well, and we end the game. I think as soon as we score, we need to manage the game better, but still attack the opponent and push for the second goal. And the defense, man, I think the goal against Chippa United, I I feel like the fullback and QP, I think the distance between them was too huge. I think there was a lot of space between them, and hence Chippa United was able to capitalize on that space. And for Sundowns, it will be very important for us to overload the side there, Allen, because of Stellenbosch, most of their chances, like good chances, came from the side there, Allen. And if we can try and do that, I think we can get something out of that, because once we overload that side, it will be very tricky for Allen to try and mark whoever that's close to him. So I think by overloading his side, I think it will give us better opportunities. And I think this game, man, needs Mabena, man. I think for the past two games, that one against Richards Bay and against uh, uh, cheap. I think my Benjamin was a good sub, man. I think this game is whereby I will start my Ben. And lastly, the goalie Salis, man. I think how the goal came about on the final third and how we moved the ball with precision. I think that's what I want to see from the boys as well, man. And the two number eight who played against Cheap. I think if they feature in this game, I think they should give us something, man. Because of they were totally absent against Cheap United. So against Amazon, it won't be an easy game on the middle, but they need to ensure that domination comes with being effective as well.
Sure, Raps. Sure. Now, I expect a much more improved performance compared to what we saw, or the draws that we saw against Chiba United. Just wanna disagree with you, Ka, a certain point that you made in the beginning, where you said they play Ka back four. I don't think they play Ka back five. Ka back four. I think they actually play Ka back three or back five. You know, with two wing backs being Hanamu as well as Hadebe, and then the three center backs being Allen, Phillies, and then Mtetwane. And because they are one of the few teams that play like that, a back three or back five system, with very, very offensive minded wing backs in Hanamub and Hadebe. I think we need to take advantage of the home that they will live in the zone 1 and 4, as well as the zone 3 and 6 in this game, because they have wing backs bomb forward and start very high, and they leave a lot of space that you can exploit. You know, in the game that they played last weekend against Stellenbosch, Hanamu struggled against Barnes. I lost count of the number of times that he was caught out of possession, and in one of those occasions, Barnes punished them. In the first goal that Stellenbosch scored, the distance between Hanamu and Barnes was so huge, you know, and it gave Barnes a clear path to goal, you know, and this could have been avoided because moments later, there was an instance where Hanamu was touch tight on Barnes, you know, so he rectified that. But just before halftime, he went back to regular programming and lost Barnes, you know. So I think someone like Lukaku, if he's played on the right, because with his pace, he can give Hanamu a torrid time. You know, Hanamu is one of the most underrated players, but he's had a tough time in terms of defending this season, and again, it has to do with fitness. All players, their fitness is not up there at this moment in time. So I think we can head them Kadi wingbacks Tabona that bomb Swan are so forward thinking, and this would mean in transition we really have to be quick once we get the ball and exploit the spaces that they would have left on the wide channels. There's a boy that impressed me against Stellis from Amazon who plays in the middle of the park, Sianda Sangabeza. He is a damn good player. That's a player. That's a proper midfielder. He gives you everything in defense, in linking up play, and I think he got the secondary assist. Gaming Yabonale Obit yesterday, and I think he was man of the match. So that's one player that we need to take care of, and he's going to learn so much from Bongani's room. Really impressed by that boy in the first 2 games that I've seen Amazon. Frontline Yabona, it's much more fluid, and there's a lot of mobility when they play with Mashiro, who's very fast, Stole, or Lingwenya, who started yesterday. There's a lot of mobility, especially with Ule XT and just behind them. Unlike when they play Moon, where he's the focal point of attack and he holds up play. He's not as mobile as the 2 boys, So yeah, we need to be really careful with that front player Mazulu. Another thing that I picked up more so gaming Yabonale Orbit yesterday is the corners Tabona. Almost all of them were in swingers, and in swingers by Tabona, they set up in such a way that all their players are in the small box, and they have big boys in Ireland, Tetra, and Phillies. So we need to be careful of the corners there. Yesterday against Chipa, Bale Modise played an in-swinger into our box, and it was almost a goal, So we need to be really careful when it comes to that, But I think our players need to show up in the middle of the park. We need to win that midfield battle, and in so doing, will eventually win us this game, man. Yeah, I think that's where I should end it. Your lineup?
I'll have Ronwen as my number 1. My by my defense, I'll have Mpunyela, Cupido, Ketana, and Mapofa. Then midfield 2, I'll have Mkwena and Allende. Then my front 4, I'll have Mabena, Zwane, Sales, and Renas.
Okay. I think he's going to go for something very similar to that, because Lena, I have almost similar lineup to you, just that Lukaku instead of Mabena. And I think he might use Lukaku's pace, and in so doing, Lukaku's pace against Hanamu, like I said, in so doing, probably swap sides, Sales, and I'm not sure if this will help Sales going into the left, but yeah, I think he might look into doing that. Score prediction?
We'll win 2-1.
Yeah, no, the basically predictions, that's one of the season. Then I'll go for 2-1. But yeah, thank you, Masandawana, for watching. All the best of luck to the boys on Wednesday. Hopefully, we are back to a regular programming and we get our first 3 points of the season, and it boosts the morale going into a big game over the weekend, which will be our next preview as we take on Orlando Pirates on Saturday, Escoteni at the Hlompho Kekana Stadium. So the next preview you will get will be of that game on Thursday. Until then, sharp Masandawana, sharp ups.
Sharp Masandawana.